Hi Aries, welcome to your monthly tarot scope with me, Raphael.rey from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for joining me. So, before we start, I would just like to say thank you so much for your continued support. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And also, if you haven't and you are a subscriber already, don't forget to click the bell notification so that you get notifications when I post each video that I do. So before we start, I would like to bless both of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so lots and lots of intense energies taking place at the moment, as you will probably know. Also, if you haven't checked it out, the first part of the mini series called Retrogradia is up. And also, if you haven't seen it already, check out the key to the eclipses. Although there will be 2 more eclipse specials to come, there's a key that I've made and it kind of gives you a bit of background on each one of them and where they might be heading for you. So let's have a look at your actions and your interactions with the world at large in the month of August. You get the Hanged Man. Okay, so your actions and your interactions this month, Aries, are asking you to take stock but also to slow down. So when you see the Hanged Man, it represents a few things. There's quite a lot of symbology that goes into the Hanged Man, but one of the really important ones is stillness, and it actually represents enlightenment. It represents reaching enlightenment through the power of acceptance. Now, how does that work for your actions and your interactions? Well, your actions and your interactions is what you do. It's what you feel motivated to do. It's the enterprising actions that you take out in the world and how you interact with the world at large, what it is that you do and what it is that you're seen to be doing. Now, I've always believed that Aries, you know, not just because you're the leader of the zodiac, but Aries is very much the sort of person that likes to lead by example, and I really love that about you guys. It's something that every single person in the world can learn something from. So your actions and your interactions this month are asking you, 1, to slow down, 2, to take stock of everything that has been happening up until this point. And in doing so, when you slow down, you can actually, your reactions to things actually speed up. And it's interesting because obviously Mars, your ruling planet, is currently retrograde. So, and it will be until the 27th of this month, the 27th of August. And that's asking you to do exactly that. It's asking you to take stock. It's asking you to take a moment, to take a breath, where you can say to yourself, okay, what is my next plan of action? And when Mars goes retrograde, it offers this same experience. You can be more precise when you slow down. Even if everything else around you is fractious and it speeds up, if you slow down, your reactions to things are so much quicker. Your responses to things are exactly that. They're responses rather than reactions, and that's a really powerful place to be in. So as many of you who have been with me for a while now will know, I talk about enlightenment when I see this card, because I believe that enlightenment is a process. It's not something that just happens. It's not like a eureka moment where it just pops into your head and then suddenly I'm enlightened. Just me being a dork. But that's not how it happens. Enlightenment is a process. When you see this card, the Hanged Man is about acceptance. And if you look at him, although he's upside down hanging from one leg, there is no stress about him. He's actually got a halo there of light, and that's about the enlightenment. He's accepted the situation that he's currently in. Once you accept something, you start to understand why it's happening, what is happening to you, what is the process that you're going through. Once you understand it, you then start to gain wisdom from the situation or the experience that you're having. And once you gain once you gain that wisdom, you then step up to become enlightened, because you can start to practice or put into action the things that you know, the wisdom that you've currently learned. And ultimately, that's the truth of it. When you have wisdom and you don't apply it, it's not truly wisdom, and you can't truly become enlightened. So your actions this month are ones of peace, ones of reflection, ones of understanding, and ultimately ones of acceptance. And it's interesting because I kind of feel that this month, when everybody's going to be going, you know, you're going to be doing the opposite. You'll be finding ways to really bring yourself into a space of being in the moment and accepting where you are right now. Okay, so what about your money and your materials? Now, your money and your materials is exactly that, absolutely. It's all of your resources, but it can also be your car, it could also be your home, it can be your finances, it can be your health, it could be all of those things. After all, your body is made of the earth, you know. Okay, so let's see what is in store for your money and your materials. I mean, really, could you ask for any more than that? You get the Sun card. So straight away, we've got two major cards out of the two cards that have been pulled. So that in itself tells you that there are really big things happening for you this month. There are really big and exciting shifts taking place, partly due to the eclipse, but also partly to do with how you're feeling and how you are applying those feelings, how you're applying your personal strategy in and of and towards the world and the people in it. So your money and your materials, you've got the Sun card. The Sun card is the ultimate blessing. It's light, it's positivity, it's consciousness. It brings life. In the old world, you've heard me say this so many times, and I will always say it because I believe it to be true. In the old world, the sun was God. It's what, you know, nurtures and nourishes food to come out of the ground. It's what drives away the darkness. It drives away the cold. All of the things that human beings, you know, once feared because they didn't really understand. The sun banishes all of that. The sun brings light into the things that are difficult, into the things that are challenging for us. When you see the Sun card, if up until now you have been experiencing difficulties or slowdowns with money, with finance, even with your health, this will be the month where you start to see a turnaround. This will be the month where you start to see some sort of shift, some sort of transition. And that's beautiful, because when the Sun card shows up, it reminds you to be optimistic. It reminds you to have faith. It reminds you to demonstrate all of the ability that you have. It asks you to get out there into the world and do and be. And it's interesting because obviously the Hanged Man is asking you to slow down and slow down your reaction times and accept your understanding of things. Who's to say that those actions don't then start to manifest and materialize as more abundance, as more prosperity? And abundance and prosperity, you know, it's nice to have money, it's nice to have things, it's nice to have food and all the rest of it. And I believe that you will be blessed abundantly in those things this month. But not least because when the sun moves into Aries, Leo, it will be trining your own sign. You know, there's that blessing as well. But I believe that when the Sun card enters your money sector, it's like saying a blessing is coming your way. And one of the things with the sun is it's so bright, it's so brilliant, and it just brings something out of the darkness and into the light. When you see the Sun card, and just like the figure on there, it's, you know, it's a naked child riding a white horse, to, you know, with the sun at its back. This is about coming from the light. It's about basking in the light. It's about remembering your joy, remembering your optimism, but ultimately remembering your freedom and your innocence. So this month, I really believe that in some way, shape or form, even if it's just a small blessing, you will have something that promotes, even if it's just for a week or so, you know, you get a little bit of extra cash and you think, oh, actually, this month I can do something nice. I can go somewhere that I've wanted to go to for a while, or I could even just start feeling better. You know, when the sun comes after we've had a harsh winter, everybody feels so much better for seeing it, just for having the sun on your bones, you know, getting that vitamin D and all the rest of it, vitamin, however you say it. So this is a really great month for your finances. Okay, so your communications with the world at large, what you say, how you say it. Now, it is worth remembering that Mercury will be going retrograde in the sign of Leo. So you'll have the sun there, lighting that sector up, but you will also have Mercury there for a while going direct, but then it will also be going retrograde. I think it's quite a short one this year in Leo, so it's not too bad. Okay, so... Ooh, okay, this is interesting, especially given that it's kind of opposing your actions. So you get the Nine of Swords, not a great card. You guys know me by now. I just give it to you straight. I tell you how it is and what I think, what I feel, and what comes through. So Nine of Swords is about worry. It can represent insomnia. It can represent even anything up to a night shift. And it's interesting because you've got the sun here that's shedding light on all of this stuff. You've got the Hanged Man there, which is slowing you down. But then, you know, and not like a slow down like I'm forcing the brakes on you. It's more a case of making the conscious decision to slow down. And then when you get the Nine of Swords, especially in your communications, I don't know, it's almost like you're censoring yourself this month, Aries, which is a really rare thing. I mean, if you want an honest opinion, ask an Aries, because they will tell you straight as it is, you know, black and white, very precise, very sort of on the money. Your communications this month, I kind of feel like you're censoring yourself. You're taking, and maybe it's because you're taking stock. Maybe it's because you're having this moment of stillness and you're measuring what it is that you say, which is great, because sometimes it's good to check yourself, to check your speech. I've had a very similar experience this month, as many of you know, if you've seen my profanity and prophecy video. And it's really good to have the experience of, you know, thinking before you speak, checking your speech. What is not good is to censor yourself needlessly and to worry about what it is that you say. I don't want you to have any worries about what you say this month. What I want you to do is, if you are thinking and you are being conscious about your speech, about the language that you use, about what it is that you say so that people understand it, that's absolutely brilliant. But I don't want you to censor yourself out of fear. You must not allow that to take place this month. Also, I kind of feel that it's almost like your speech is just very measured this month, and the interactions that you have with people, the communications that you have. One of the things that I would like to say, especially with the Mercury retrograde, it's great that you're going to have this cautiousness around your communications, but in terms of social media, what you post, what you put up, try to make sure that you respond through your actions, respond rather than react. It's a really important thing. It's a really important thing for you to think about this month. Okay. And then your heart and your hearth. So this is your emotional relationships, your closest ties, your familial ties, your friendship ties, and all of the above. Okay, so this month you have the High Priestess. I love this card. She's actually one of my favorite. So out of 4 cards, straight away you have 3 major arcanum cards. And the thing about the major arcanum is they are the big events. They are things that you look at. They're events that change things. They're events that shape things. They are events that not force you to respond, but they are events that, you know, that require some traversing, because the events that happen around the major cards are where you co-create, because these are like the big stuff. These are like the fated stuff. These are events that need to happen in order to drive you forward. So when you get the High Priestess, for those of you that are coupled, this is going to see you getting really deep into your feelings. This is going to see you really sharing with one another, probably things that you haven't shared with each other up until now. And I don't care if you've been married 30 years, I don't care if you've been a couple for 3 days. This month will see you really wanting to divulge some of your deeper thoughts, your deeper desires, your deeper understandings. The High Priestess ultimately represents secrets revealed. She represents all of the things that are hidden. She's psychic, she's intuitive. She is all of the things that are hidden, that are only divulged when they are earned. And that's why the High Priestess represents hidden things or secrets coming to light, because these are the things that we don't, you know, it's true. You only ever really share a secret with someone when you truly trust them. And in order to trust somebody, they have to earn that trust by demonstrating that you can trust them. So between couples this month, there will be a sharing of information, a divulging of secrets. And I actually think this is going to bring you closer together rather than drive you apart. I think this is going to be more about, and you know, this might well be where the worry comes in, you know, or where the fear or the censoring of speech. It's, you know, it's like, oh, is this person going to treat me like this? Are they still going to want to be with me this much, you know, from here on in? If I tell them this about myself, about what I think, about what I feel, about what I desire, I think you should just be open to it, really open to it, because the more you share with each other, the deeper your bond will grow. For those of you that are single, somebody that awakens desire within you and reminds you of what it is that you hold within yourself, in terms of your power, in terms of your sensuality, in terms of your intuitiveness. You know, I think that for those of you that are single, it's going to be the people that excite you in that way, or incite those things within you this month that you will be drawn to, that you may well make a partnership out of. Also, for family ties, this is a month for all of us. Talk to your mothers, talk to your sisters, talk to your grandmothers, you know, the females, the women in your life, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you're with a woman, whether you're with a man, is irrelevant. The women in your life this month take precedent. And the really interesting thing is this card, you know, the sun is the ruler of Leo. The High Priestess is the ruler of the moon. We're just coming out of Cancer season, and we're just heading into Leo season. So Leo and Cancer are like the king and queen of the zodiac. And you've got both of these cards here. When you get the sun and the moon come together, you get an eclipse. We've just had an eclipse. You know, and that's really interesting stuff to me, the way that this is playing out here. So in terms of your communications in your relationships, your personal relationships, don't censor yourself. Don't, out of fear, hold back. Speak honestly and openly. And more importantly, when somebody demonstrates that honesty with you and shares a secret with you, don't judge them. Allow them to be who they are and work with the information as best you can. But more importantly, be open to what it is that somebody wants to share with you. Your heart and your half and your actions this month. So you've got a double hit of the water energy, because you've got the moon and the Cancerian card here in the High Priestess. And then you've got the Hanged Man, which is actually Pisces. So you've got a double hit of this water energy. It's like your actions this month are coming from the heart. And, you know, for all of us, that's going to be taking place in some way, shape or form. You know, I touch on how that might work in the Retrogradia series. So if you haven't seen the first part yet, check it out. And then in terms of your money and your materials and your actions, they're blessed this month. And it's kind of like, when I see the Hanged Man, one of the things that I always say to people is, what's the best way to get what you want? Sometimes the best way to get what you want is to do nothing at all. To let it come to you. There are big blessings coming to you this month, Aries, really big blessings. And then your money and your materials and your communication, the only thing that I would say to you is, if you don't feel to be vocal about the blessings that come your way, don't be. Sometimes it's about taking a gift and being thankful to the universe, and not necessarily having to say to everybody, oh look, this amazing thing happened for me. Sometimes it's nicer and it's actually wiser just to take the blessing and keep it quiet. Okay, so your key to the month. The High Priestess. Look at that. So she is really bringing you energy this month, Leo. Aries, my apologies. Aries, the High Priestess is your key to the month. Listen to your intuition, trust your gut feelings, allow people to speak up of their secrets, be okay with divulging who you really are behind closed doors. Ultimately as well, the moon is who we are when the doors and the curtains are shut. The moon is who we are at home. And this month I kind of feel like you've got to bring that out of yourself, especially in your closest relationships. You really need to demonstrate who you are at a core level, what your true values are. Listen to your intuition, listen to your gut, allow people to divulge, and you'll find this month, Aries, do not be surprised if more people than ever start telling you things that they've never told anyone before. And one of the good things one of the things that you need to be prepared to do when you see the High Priestess is to keep someone's secrets. It's not down to us to divulge something. You know, obviously if somebody's being harmed in any way or anything like that, then obviously, you know, blow that whistle and blow it hard. But if it's a personal thing, you keep those secrets, because that ultimately is what fosters trust between people. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you very soon for the lunar eclipse specials. Take care.